for joining me to do yoga with the Phoenix. It's been a little while since I've done a video recording with COVID and everything, and so we've been doing Zoom. But so hello Gail and hello Cherie and Elise. This is for you guys and everybody else that wants to check out the Yin Nidra sequence that we're going to do now. Be in this sequence for around about an hour. We're gonna do a Yin class, and we're gonna focus on the upper body and a little bit into the back as well. So it's kind of unusual to do that in Yin. So that's what we're going to do. Now, and then we're going to practice Yoga Nidra, and our intention today is going to be one of higher purpose, and this is part of the series that we did during Zoom. But they're all standalone, but this is a part of the series we did with Zoom when we were doing a course in being happy. So finding your higher purpose. So that's the theme for today. So without further ado, we'll come into the class by chanting a 3-Om mantra, which is what I do, bringing the hands into Namaskar. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. So we'll get into our first posture. So coming down onto our mat, so we're sitting on a bolster. You don't need bolsters or blocks with this, I just generally sit on one. And so we're just going to open up through the shoulder girdle by taking the hands behind us. And then basically what you're going to do is just going to point the fingers away from you. So once you've pointed the fingers away from you, what I want you to do is shuffle your butt down until you feel a little stretch through the shoulder. Then you can, we're not going to lift up, we're just going to stay there, so I want you to feel that through there. And then you can just have the head resting and feeling that stretch through the shoulder girdle. And then settle down into your yoga, your Yin class, coming to the breath. Now, as you know, if you've done Yin before, the essence of Yin is stillness. Stillness in the body and stillness in the mind. So basically what we want to do is your posture will look different to mine. So when we're practicing Yin, we want to think about what is good for us. We don't want to try and emulate anybody else. We just want to feel the posture for ourselves and think about what your body requires, not what mine needs or anybody else's for that matter. So for me, this is heat. I'm getting a big stretch in here right now. You might need, I knew one girl that could come, her back was on the ground with this one. So, you know, anywhere between this and you might be shallower than me, you might be a lot deeper, and it doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. The depth is never important in any yoga practice, and more so in Yin, because Yin is really about, firstly, coming to the posture, then making a resolution to stay still within the posture, both in the mind and the body, and then holding that for a period of time. The period of time in Yin is significant, right? It's anything up to, in this class it will be a maximum of 5 minutes. So we're going to hold this one for about 3 minutes. So that's a basic premise of the Yin class. And a couple of caveats with as far as movement is concerned. Firstly, Right, if you get any nasty pain, and we know the difference between sensation and nasty pain. You bang your foot off the sideboard, you're not going to do it three sets of 10 reps now, are you? So that would just be silly. Right, but we might do a bicep curl like that. So we know the difference between sensation and pain. So if you're coming into pain, the latter come out of posture. The second one is what I'm going to do now. My body is opened up a little bit, so I can move a little bit deeper into the posture. And then once again, allow myself to open up through the shoulder and breathe. Good. And then just gently come out of that. Now we're just going to come into our posture that will do just the whole posterior chain, not just the upper body. It won't only be upper body work that we do. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit down. You don't need to, right? And then just drop over. And from here, I'm just going to allow my back to open up. So it's pretty much counter to what we were doing just then. Allowing the shoulder blades to float round there and allowing the back to round around. So this posture is called caterpillar pose. You can do what you want with the hands wherever they are. And we're not pulling it down like we might do in a yang class. We're just allowing the back to fold over. And then just letting gravity. And what I like to say in Yin Yoga, the difference between the Yin and the Yang style, is Yin we allow the posture to come to us. Whereas Yang we actually go to the posture and explore our edges, whereas here we just allow the edge to come to us and then the posture develop over time as we allow it to. So I'm feeling a little bit looser now, so I'm just going to move a little bit, just to allow myself to come a little bit deeper into the pose. And then once again, then I return to stillness in the breath. So just allowing the breath to move in and out of the body. just going to take a little twist, just twist the body around a couple of times. That's it. Just taking a little bit of yang movement into the upper body. Nice twist. Alright, so the next posture we're going to take is we're going to just open up the shoulder again, moving into the same area. So I want you to take your arm and place it underneath your body, up as high as you can on the spine. And I have issues with this shoulder, so for me it's not very high. Yours will probably be up somewhere closer to your shoulder blades. Once you've got that, you can balance yourself by putting the other hand under the buttock somewhere so that you're not lopsided. And then once again, allow that area to open up. Okay, so higher purpose. What do you mean by that? How does that occur to you? What does that mean to you? Are you already living with that paradigm? Or are you searching for something that will give you a higher purpose? And really it's a subjective thing, because you could consider bringing up children to be a higher purpose. I don't think that it's much higher than that, to be honest with you. But you know, we consider that to be part of our inner purpose. However, it could be considered to be a higher purpose, and I don't think there would be anything wrong with that whatsoever. It might be opening up an orphanage for you, I don't know, it might be getting closer to God. So firstly, what you really need to do is define what a higher purpose means for you. What does it mean? What does it mean? For me, it came to me, it took a long time, but when I made the realization that for me a higher purpose was helping others achieve the health that I realized I had. I wasn't always this way. When I was 20 odd years ago, 25 years ago, I was the opposite. Fat, I was unhealthy, I was an alcoholic, etc. But through lots of help from others and through lots of work, I've turned my life around. And so for me, my higher purpose is helping people to do that with theirs. And it's made me unbelievably happy in my life, and so this is probably the happiest I've ever been. And that's because one of the reasons is because I know what my higher purpose is, and I'm following it. So what's yours? What is your northern star? What guides you? Alright, we're just going to bring our legs up so we can slip that arm out. Alright, so then we're going to slip the other arm up, and as you can see, this arm is fine, so it comes up beside the shoulder. What I meant about, you don't need to, but sometimes if you're lopsided, you might find that putting the hand under the buttock helps. In Yin Yoga, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you is what you do. So once again, we're just getting that stretch through the front of the shoulder. just gently taking that arm from out behind the back. Bring the hands so that they are close to the body and come into Shavasana. Just be still in Shavasana. So when is it that you feel alive? What actions are you undertaking when you feel in the zone and alive? Where you feel that, everything is sweet and really fulfilling, doing a good job. What activities uh, bring that feeling on for you? Okay, come on now. So there's any amount of information, of course, on the internet nowadays about finding your higher purpose, but I'm just going through some of the things that work for me, and hopefully they'll work for you as well. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to come around into a tabletop posture, nice and easy, and then we're going to take a couple of cat-cows, just taking some movement through the shoulder, allow the shoulders to drop through, push them back, and just get some movement through there. Alright, so the next pose that we're going to take is called Melting Heart. And Melting Heart, it will work the shoulder again, so because I say that's one of the areas that we're really looking at today. So when you do this, just keep your pelvis more or less above your knees, and then just slide the hands out in front of you. Bring the forehead down to the ground, and just let that fall out. Another practice that or not a practice, but a question that you could ask two friends and two family members what they think you excel at. Just ask them, what do you think I'm good at? See what they have to say. gently coming out, just coming down onto your tummies. Bring the one hand on top of the other, putting your forehead on the top, and taking a rebound here. Coming out of that. All right, from here we're going to still working into the shoulders and the back of the shoulder now, and we're going to do a posture of the rear delt and the trapezius, and we're going to do a posture called the crushed wing. So we're going to take our hand through like this, right? So we're going to stretch that hand through a little bit, right? So in this instance, I'm starting with my left hand, right? So I start kind of here, nice and easy. And then what I can do is just gently come across into the posture. And I can use my other hand to rest on, or if you're happy with the floor, that's fine. I like to use the other hand to rest on. And then just come around as much as you need to. So as you can see, as much as you need to, wherever that is for you, to stretch out that back area. And this hand can go wherever it wants, up to you. But I use it as a pillow. And then I'm feeling a nice big stretch through the back of the shoulder and into the trapezius muscles at the back. So there's a number of paths in yoga, and we're doing Hatha Yoga now. But there's also a path called Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga is the yoga of actions. However, with Karma Yoga, it's more about, Karma Yoga means doing actions without any desire for consequence. So without any desire for any kind of gratuity or any kind of thanks or anything whatsoever. So in other words, I'm actually doing Karma Yoga now, so I'm practicing Karma Yoga because I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing it purely for love. I'm not concerned about the outcome. I'm not concerned about what people think about it. I don't really mind whether they like it or not. Right, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm doing it to help others. So that's pretty much Karma Yoga in a nutshell. So it's the selfless act of helping others without expectation of any kind of recompense. And a lot of our stuff nowadays is to do with, what is in it for me? Whiffins, what's in it for me? I won't do it unless there's something in it for me. But with Karma Yoga, it's what's in it for them. And it's selfless. And if you practice Karma Yoga on a regular basis, once a day for half an hour or so, doing something that you know is going to help people, but you also know that you're probably not going to get anything out of it. You may not. Karma generally comes back in some way or other. But it's not doing it so that you're going to get good karma back. It's doing it for the sake of it. Then this is a really helpful practice to help you move forward with your higher self. Alright, that's enough of that. Okay, so we're just going to take the other side now. So once again, taking the other side, coming down. Alright, coming out of that. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to look over to the same side as we were. So in this instance, to the right, bring the hands down and just twist the neck around, let the shoulder fall down, so we're getting a little stretch into the neck here. And once you found that, then we're just going to relax here. For a few moments. And then coming up like that and turning our head the other way and relaxing here. And gently coming out of that. Now what I'm going to ask you to do now is we're going to practice Yoga Nidra. So you're going to roll over into Shavasana. And if it's really uncomfortable for you in Shavasana, you can use a block or a bolster or sorry, not a block, but a bolster or a blanket or something like that and place it underneath your knees like that. It doesn't bother me, I'm happy in Shavasana. So for me it's just coming into Shavasana But find a posture, and if it's sore on your back, you can also do it, you can either do it on your tummy or you can do it on your side. It's just that we recommend corpse pose for this posture. Now, I'm not going to stay in this because I'm going to conduct the class in a seated posture. It would be awkward doing it like this. But I want you to find true comfort here. So I want you to find, be comfortable, find something that's really comfortable position. Move yourself around, get a blanket if it's a little bit cold, or if it's a little bit hot, right, take some clothes off, you're by yourself. So just find some comfort in this posture. And from here, I'm just going to conduct the Yoga Nidra practice. Okay, so Yoga Nidra. So Yoga Nidra is a form of meditation. Lie down, relax in Shavasana. Just listen to my words. And I'll just introduce the practice. So Yoga Nidra is a practice of deep relaxation. And where we're going with Yoga Nidra is we're going to a place sometimes referred to as yogic sleeping. Or in the West, it's known as a hypnagogic state. And the state is somewhere in between sleeping, wakefulness, and sleeping. So it's just in that point there. It's truly blissful. Now, it is our intention to stay. Notice the word. It's our intention to stay within that place. However, you may fall asleep. So we want to help ourselves not to, and I'm going to use a number of techniques to help you to stay in the right space, in the right level of consciousness, and we're going to use a number of those techniques. So the first thing that we do when we come to Yoga Nidra is we set what's called a sankalpa, and a sankalpa is an intention, an affirmation, something that you want to manifest in your life. It's something that you need rather than want. So that was perhaps the wrong wording. So there's a big difference there between want and need. So we might want a new car, or we might want a new television, or we might want, whatever, right? Some materialistic thing. But is it really necessary? Do we really need it? Probably not. It's just a desire, it's just a motivation. There's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely fine. I'm not saying don't desire a product. Right? However, realize that it is just a material thing. And it's totally transient. So we don't want to get possessed by our possessions. So with this, it's something that we truly need. So for instance, sankalpa might be, simple sankalpa might be, I have found my higher purpose. Yeah? So you can see this is a very powerful statement. Or, I love myself exactly as I am. Or, if you were finding that one of your spouse wasn't getting involved with you, perhaps, right, my spouse loves me exactly as I am. So as you can see, these are all statements that, something that you need to manifest in your life, and it will be different for you, of course, than it is for me or any of those examples. It may be one of them, but probably not. Right, so what I want you to do is, firstly, we're going to find our sankalpa. Now, what we need to do is we need to come into a state of gratitude. Because if you think about it, if a spoiled child was asking for more and he already had, you wouldn't give him more. You would say, well, you've already got what you're asking for, I'm not going to give you more. But why would you give them more? Right, so the child is being ungrateful for what's already not grateful for what is already received, so a spoiled child, and so you wouldn't give the child more. In fact, if you did, you would be harming the child. So we're just children the same. And so we are not going to receive more if we're not grateful for what we've already got. And the Bible says that. It says, may we be truly grateful for what we have received. Simple. Ask and you shall receive. But we need to be grateful for what we've already got. So what I want you to do now is I want you to drop into the heart and really feel a sense of gratitude for what it is that you have. And it could be somebody in your life, or it could be your house, or it could be running water, right? Or it could be that you've got some freedom from whatever. So it could be anything that you're truly grateful for. It could be 20 things that you're truly grateful for, but what I want you to find out is the essence of gratitude and feel that within you, really feel that within you. And once you've got that feeling, that deep sense of gratitude for somebody or something or a number of things and bodies, then ask your heart what it is that you need. What is it that you need? And once the heart gives you an answer, then what I want you to do is bring it to mind, repeat it 3 times, and let go. Just let go of the circle. Okay. We're going to start our Yoga Nidra practice now. And we're starting with rotation of consciousness. We're going to take the mind on a rotation of consciousness throughout the body. All I'm going to do is suggest some body parts to you, and then you're just going to take your awareness to the part that I suggest. Right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Back of the hand, palm of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, rib cage, waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Back of the hand, palm of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, rib cage, waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin. Sole of the left foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Back of the body, right heel, left heel, right calves, left calves, right hamstrings, left hamstrings, right buttocks, left buttocks, base of the spine, middle of the spine, back of the neck, the whole spine together. Back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, throat, right ear, left ear, right shoulder, right chest, left chest, stomach, right hip, left hip, right foot, right leg, left leg, right hand, left hand, right arm, left arm, the head, the torso, the whole of the body. Come to the breath, soft and easy. Just allowing the breath to become soft and easy. Bringing the number 27 to mind. Breathe in, 27. Breathe out, 27. Breathe in, 26. Breathe out, 26. Breathe in, 25. Breathe out, 25. Keep the count going all the way down to 0 in your own time. Getting very deep now. Very deep. Allowing the count to drop, come down. lose the count, that's fine, just come back to 27, start again. Okay, drop the count, just the breath. Just following the breath in and out of the body. Imagine the body becoming very, very light. So light, it feels as if it's almost drifting toward the ceiling. Just imagine, nice and light. Drifting up toward the ceiling. And now imagine the body becoming very heavy. So heavy that it's melting into the mat. Melting into the mat. Imagine feeling very sad. The tears are welling up in the eyes. The lip might be quivering, and the breathing is jerky. Just imagine that. Imagine feeling really sad. The feeling of sadness. Live that right now. And now imagine feeling very happy. Joy in the life. Nothing but smiles and happiness now. Nothing but joy. Take your eyes and look at your third eye. So just gently gaze at the space that's in between, just above your eyebrows and between the middle of your forehead. Some people it's on the outside, some people it's on the inside. Wherever it is for you, just gaze at your third eye. Notice the shapes and the colors that are playing out there. Notice how expansive it is. Notice that there is no beginning or end. And within that space, I'm going to suggest some images. I want you to visualize them to the best of your ability. You can't do this wrongly, it's just a practice, just see them the best that you can. A bridge over troubled waters. A bridge over troubled waters. The rushing river. The rushing river. You standing on the bridge. You standing on the bridge. Tears on a young girl's face. Tears on a young leads away from the bridge. A path that leads away from the bridge. A tall tree. A tall tree. The smell of rain. The smell of rain. You walking down the path. You walking down the path. A rain droplet on a leaf. A rain droplet on a leaf. An old man pointing the way. An old man pointing the way. A golden temple at the end of the path. A golden temple at the end of the path. You walking toward the temple. You walking toward the temple. Golden gates at the temple. Golden gates at the temple. You opening the gates. You opening the gates. A brilliant white light. A brilliant white light. You stepping into the light. You stepping into the light. Nothing but the light. Nothing but the light. Stay with the light. Stay with the light. Come back to the breath. Soft and easy. Bring to mind your sankalpa, exactly the same as you said at the beginning of class. Bring it to mind. Repeat it 3 times and let go. This will manifest in your life. If you need this and you believe this, this will manifest in your life. The sankalpa works, always has. Let go. Just let go. Slowly starting to breathe the body now. Taking some deeper breaths into the body. Starting to introduce some movement into the body. Wiggling the toes and the fingers. Taking a stretch. Big stretch now. Give yourselves a hug. Love yourselves. Find yourself back up into a seated posture, Sukhasana. So once you get there, you'll probably automatically cross your right leg if you're right-handed, your right leg in front of your left. I want you to take the opposite side. So the one that feels awkward, which will be the left leg if you're and vice versa if you're left-handed. So then what we're going to do is just sit nice and tall, feel the energy in the spine, lifting up the spine, feeling how alive we are. Being grateful for that. Being grateful for the prana being attached to our breath right here, right now. Take the hands into a namaskar. Seal the practice with a 3-Om mantra. Taking a deep breath in. Keep the prayer with the heart center. May we have love in our hearts. Bring the prayer to the lips. May we have truth in the speech. Prayer to the forehead. May we have gratitude in the mind. Prayer back down to the heart center, bow the head. Namaste. Thank you guys. Look for your higher purpose, and if you've already got it, fabulous. Follow through. Look, until we meet again, thank you for joining me. We will see you, no doubt, sometime in the future. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful life. Love you all. Bye-bye.